Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you all of my plants, some of the more heavy hitters of my collection. I have a lot to say about them. I've been waiting a long time to do this video, so I hope you're as excited as I am to see these great babies, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first one I have with me today is my banana Croton. Since I've had it, he's done a lot of growing. He's got some new growth here. He's a very beautiful color. I've heard that Crotons can be very, very picky. I try and keep him as happy as possible. I talk to him and say nice things to him and don't let him touch anything else and avoid moving him around as much as possible. He's right next to my window in a very sunny spot, so I hope that these yellow leaves will continue to come in. As you can see, the new growth is a bit green, so he might not be getting enough sun, but he is growing, so I'm very happy with him, and I'm going to keep him where he's at. And that's it. That's my banana Croton. Next one I'm going to show you is the tricolor oyster plant, or Moses in the Cradle plant, that I ordered online. I showed you guys the unboxing of him. He's been doing very well in my windowsill. I got a really cute pot for him. He seems to be thriving and I love him very much. So this one I've showed you guys already. He is my other oyster plant. He's just the regular variety where he's purple underneath and green on top. And this is one that has been kind of talking to me lately. He has a little bit of a yellowing on one of these leaves here, as you can see. So that means that he's not so happy with something that I've done, and I suspect that he might not be getting enough sunlight. So I might consider putting him outside for the summer just so he can get a little bit of a boost of extra sun. Next one that I have in my room is my jasmine plant. I got this one potted already from Hertz Gardens online. This is also one that will kind of talk to me or communicate with me when he's thirsty. He has a little bit of a wilting leaf, so I enjoy that because you know, he tells me what he needs. This hasn't flowered for me. I don't know why. I don't know if he's not getting enough sun in this little, you know, bedroom light that I have here, or if I need to prune him more or what. So if you guys have one of these, again, he's a Jasminum Sambac, Arabian night blooming jasmine plant, and it's flowered for you. I would love to know how I can make mine do the same. Now this is my snake plant, my Sanseveria. He is very dear to me. I've had him since he was a little baby. He's grown a lot. Also, this one I think I got from Hertz Gardens. He's been doing very well. They're very succulent, so I don't need to water him that often. He can grow and thrive in very low light conditions, which I have plenty of. So he's been doing really great. I'm happy with him. It's pretty standard beginner / hard to kill plant that a lot of websites will recommend to you. And I just love him because he's still really little at this point, and the variegation is just so beautiful on him. And that's it. This one is my coral cactus. He is kind of a mystery to me. I know he's grafted cactus, like so many of them are. He was potted in this really hard pebble top that I've heard a lot of times that you can bust through that or drill through that in order to get that off, so you can monitor the soil situation underneath. I haven't done that yet. I've had him for quite some time. I water him very, very little. I'm so afraid to kill him. I've killed so many cactuses. So I really kind of give like a tablespoon, maybe once every 2 weeks of distilled water. So yeah, this one's kind of a mystery. I'm crossing my fingers. He looks really cool, just like coral. I'm hoping he doesn't die. Now this giant dude is my ZZ plants. Obviously he's growing kind of wily. I'm thinking about getting possibly some stakes to get in there and tie him to, or one of those rubber band things. That's my ZZ plant. I can see sometimes they're hard to find or very expensive, but mine was not so bad, and I did see a lot of them this summer at Lowe's. I love this plant, you guys. He's so shiny and beautiful. I've really obsessed over him a lot since I've got him. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to try and tell you what the technical name for it is because it's very difficult, but they're called ZZ plants. They're also one of those easy to grow, hard to kill plants, which in my case is great. They like to be dried out before they're watered, you know, in between waterings, which is nice because they can handle a lot of neglect and the light. So he's done very well for me in my bedroom where I do have low light. That's my ZZ plant. This guy is my Parlor palm. I also got him online from Hertz Gardens. He's done okay for me. Again, I think I might have him in too low of light. He's survived but never really thrived for me. I love this guy so much, so anytime I see him getting a little brown tips, I panic, I mist him, I spray him, I sing to him, try and make everything, you know, to make him happy. But he's still hanging in there. He's got some new growth. I don't know if you guys can see. Just right there. So I'm really hoping that that grows strong for me. I love him. My dream is to have a really big Parlor palm, but in my house I just don't have the space or the light for it. So now I have just a mini. This one is my ponytail palm. He also has been doing okay for me. I've trimmed him up a little bit since I noticed some brown tips. That usually means they're not getting enough water or they're needing more humidity in the air, whatever the case is. I don't like it. I cut him off. He's been doing well for me since then. I water him very sparsely, only about once every 2 weeks or so. Very little with distilled water or rainwater. Also noticed those brown tips will come into sometimes if I'm watering with that tap water. So that's my ponytail. He's very cute and he's doing well. That's one of the ones that I've had a really long time. Very good beginner plant. So this is one of my very favorites. This is my little baby Monstera adansonii. He is growing very fast for me. I have him right up in the window. I mist him about twice a day to make him very humid. He stays by my humidifier. I love this guy so much. Look at in there with the leaves. You can see they have these Swiss cheese vine leaves that they're known for. He has a lot of new growth coming for me. I'm obsessed with him. I love this plant so much. This one came from NSE Tropicals online. They're a wonderful tropical store. If you haven't already, check them out. I could not find this plant to save my life anywhere local to me, so I had to buy them. I did spend a little bit more on this one than normally I would have, but he's worth it. Such a beautiful plant, easy growing. And as you can see, I've got some stakes in there to kind of help train the vines go upwards. I love this guy so much. I'm so excited to see how he grows over the years and if I have to repot him into a bigger pot. I think he's very unique and beautiful. And look at this little baby plant. Look at this little baby. It's just so beautiful. Next, I have a Dieffenbachia. This is a dumb cane plant. I also got him from Lowe's when he was just a little baby thing. He's growing very fast. I actually need to water him now. It's getting a little bit dry. Super beautiful, also a super easy plant. He really communicated with me when I repotted him that he was stressed out. He also communicated with me with his yellow leaves that he doesn't like the tap water that I was giving him, so I had to kind of mix it up. I've collected a lot of rainwater from these past storms, so that's what I'll be using from now on for my next couple of waterings. He's really beautiful. I believe he's the Camille variety. I know there are a couple different kinds. He's got that awesome variegation in the leaves. Easy plant to grow. So far he's been doing lovely for me. Although I have read a couple posts on my Facebook house plant lovers or hoarders groups that they've been having trouble with these ones. So I'm not sure if it's a difficult plant necessarily, but for me he's been doing fine. So I hope that stays the case. This is my satin pothos that I showed you guys last time. Like I said, I don't think he's really technically a pothos, but that's what he was sold to me as, so whatever. He does have some new growth coming in, which I'm very excited about, but he seems to be really taking his time and pushing that out and really be taking its time to get rooted in there. So this one I'm kind of just waiting on. It's a waiting game with him, but his leaves look fairly healthy and nice, so I am just crossing my fingers that this little guy continues to thrive. Look how pretty he is! For some reason my light in here is just so crappy, so I probably will take everything off to show you, but here's my setup in my bedroom. There's my pothos and my snake plant and my peperomias. This is the one that I really wanted to show you guys where he lives right now, because then you can see he's in a very low light situation. This is a purple heart. They're vining plants. He started off very, very purple. As you can see, he's lost some of that really bright purple color because he's losing the sun, but he's grown so beautiful. I've loved these vines from him. I'm gonna let him continue to trail off. I have some growing in my yard right now that after the summer goes, I'm going to cut him off and put him in that pot with this guy as well. Next one I wanted to show you also here where he lives is my bamboo plant. This is one of many braided bamboos that I have. Bamboos are very simple. I just feed mine with distilled water, or water mine with distilled water. I haven't given them fertilizer ever. I know there's specific fertilizer for bamboo plants. If anyone has any experience in that, I'd love to know. So that's it. Next, I want to show you guys my little peperomias. This is my rainbow peperomia, or my Ginny peperomia. He is a little bit pink on the edges with this wonderful variegation. I love this one so much. One of my favorites. He's very succulent, so I let them dry out completely before I give them water again. He is a little bit crunched, I think, from transportation where I found him at the store, but that has not slowed him down or seemed to bother him at all. He does have some new growth in there where you can see I have him in a really cute pink pot, and I love him. This one I showed you guys before. This is my little cream peperomia, the obstufolia. He is also very succulent, has these amazing variegated leaves that I'm just obsessed with, never get over looking at. I have him in my room. Also a little bit crunchy, but that hasn't bothered him. I don't take those leaves off, I just leave them. And this one has the wick on the bottom. One of my followers told me that it's called a wick, which totally makes sense. They work amazing, you guys, who knew? You can water them from underneath. I put them in just a bowl of water and they just suck the water up, and I keep them in there until the top layer is dry, and then I keep them in there until the top layer is wet, and then I take him out and let him kind of drip dry. Put him right back. He's wonderful. Guys, come on. This is my prayer plant, my Calathea maranta. One of my favorites. I know I keep saying that about every single one, but this one is seriously so beautiful, you guys. It has these red veins in there. All the new growth has been popping out this amazing green color. underneath their leaves, they have this great burgundy, deep red color. They're friggin' beautiful. I lose my mind. At night, they kind of fold up. That's the thing about the prayer plants that people are really obsessed with. There's a lot of time-lapse videos you can see online where they'll actually fold up and you can see it, and it's awesome. These guys are known to be kind of picky and really like high humidity and low light. For some reason, I must just have him in a really perfect spot in my house because he's been doing so amazing for me. He's thrived. He's been sprouting off new growth. Love it. I would really like to propagate this one, but at this point I'm still too nervous to cut anything off because I just really love him how he is, and I'm hoping that he'll just get really big and beautiful. I've seen other ones at Lowe's that are so huge. If you see one of these guys, you gotta get it. He's so beautiful. This is another one that I could just stare at all day long. I just love him so much. And the fact that they move, they kind of look a little bit different every time you look at them throughout the day. Just so beautiful. Mwah! Love them. This one is my new Chinese evergreen plant, also known as an Aglaonema. He is one that's been on my wish list for a really long time. I finally found him. Some of them get really, really, really big. I've seen them before. I've seen them at Home Depot, but for like 70 bucks. No way. This one was $13, much more my speed. I don't know if he's a sparkling Sarah or what kind of Chinese evergreen he is, except that he is a Chinese evergreen and he's got this pink variation and I'm obsessed. It's so pretty. So beautiful. If anyone can tell me that they have this plant or they know exactly what it is, let me know. This one did not have a label on it other than, you know, simply that it's Chinese evergreen. I know they do well in low light, which I have. So I'm going to put him right next to my prayer plant and also hope that he thrives in that spot. Was very happy about this one. I think he's the most beautiful friggin' thing ever. I love his pink and green irrigation. He's also coming up with some new growth. That's partly the reason why I got that plant specifically. I was very happy with it. So that was kind of my Mother's Day gift to me. This is my baby Monstera deliciosa. He's very little right now. I expect that he will grow very fast. This is the big plant on Instagram nowadays. His leaves are coming in a little bit yellow. As you can see, I think he might need a little bit more sun. I have been putting him out for a couple hours each day so he can get that extra boost that he needs. If you guys have Monsteras, have any tips for me, let me know. I've been watering him with distilled water or rainwater just because I'm terrified to kill him and I want him to live a long, healthy life. So that's my baby Monstera. I'm very, very proud of him. Like I said, he's a very popular plant right now, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he's gonna grow up and big for me. Okay, so my pothos you guys have seen a million times. I got one back there. I have one here. I will show you the one that I just got the other day. He's doing very well. I'm going to repot him into this big pot. Super awesome variegation. He's the double dip pothos. I got him from Amazon. Quite perfect. If you want to see my other pothos that I have, check out my other video. I show you all of them. There's a couple. Next up is my spider plant. She's not been doing great for me. She came with the other ones from Hertz Gardens, my little palm and my Sanseveria over there somewhere. she's been doing okay. She's got a few babies, so I feel like that has to be a good sign that she's doing well, but never really thrived for me. Started getting these brown tips that I've cut off. I changed to rainwater or distilled water anytime I had it, just to cut down on that fluoride buildup. Maybe that was the problem in the soil. I've heard that they really like to become root bound before they put off a lot of babies, so maybe I'm just need to be a little bit more patient. I think that everyone's grandma had this, and it was the it plant, where now we have the Monstera, deliciosa being the it plant, and the fig tree being the big plant. I think this used to be the big plant, so I had to have one. She's very good at cleaning the air for you, but not as easy as she's cracked up to be. I've heard that this is one of the most recommended beginner plants, but for me has kind of just been hanging on there. So I don't know if you guys have any advice for me on how to make that one thrive. Let me know. I'm happy to try anything. Next up is the Hoya. That is the Hoya compacta, the Hindu rope. The rope plant, the wax plant, whatever. I love her. I think she's beautiful. Also, one of my favorites. She's downstairs hanging in the window. Super crunchy. Crinkle cut. Sometimes they call them the crinkle cut. Come on, you guys. That's adorable. I hope she blooms. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I have been so terrified to even water this guy since I've got it. Is it a guy or a girl? I guess it's a girl. I don't really know. Anyway, if you guys have advice, hook it up. I watch so many videos, a lot, about this one because I'm so nervous to have it, and I hope she blooms. But I just love her. I think she's beautiful. Lots of people have it and say that it's very easy to grow, so I'll keep you guys posted with mine. Okay, only a couple more, I promise. This one I wanted to show you guys. I got this for Mother's Day from my beautiful husband. He's a mini little rose plant. I don't know how to care for this one at all. I have him in my kitchen in a very sunny spot. I just watered him with rainwater yesterday. I saw from a lot of people that it's kind of one and done with these ones. I'm not really sure, so we'll see. Knowing me, I will hold on to it until it's really ready for the grave. Okay, so I think this is my last one, and then my air plants and my bamboo I want to talk to you guys for a little bit about. This is my Tradescantia zebrina, or my wandering Jew. I got him as a few clippings. He wasn't doing well, and then when it got warm outside, I put him outside, and he's been doing remarkable. Blew up, exploded with new growth, really dark stripes on him. He was starting to lose that coloring a little bit. Since I had him in my bedroom, he didn't have the best light, so I put him outside. He's been doing amazingly. He's growing out. Hopefully after the summer he'll have lots of new growth for me, and then I can cut him and then save him again through another year in my house with the cuttings. I have a couple cuttings around the house of him. Before I got him, or when I got him, a couple of the vines fell off, so I just put them in water, and they've rooted since then and stayed there. So I have them kind of trailing around my house, but this is my really big mother plant that I've put outside since the warmer weather started, and he's been doing very well for me. I love that under color of that purple, and the stripes are really beautiful, and she's kind of iridescent-y and shiny. I just think it's a really cool looking plant, very easy to grow, does not like to be wet, so when it was thunderstorming I kind of took her inside to protect her from getting super duper wet, but now she's gonna go back outside and be with the sun again. Okay, so this is one of my bamboos. I showed you one over there that I have. This is one that actually I've had since my wedding in 2008. He's very sparse. He had an ant invasion at one point and froze, so I've had to do a lot of cutting back, but this is one of 3 bamboos that I have. The other one is this variegated braided bamboo. He's downstairs. You guys have seen bamboo before. My only advice with the bamboo is that you give them rainwater or distilled water. They will reward you with a lot better growth, and you'll get rid of those nasty brown tips at the end that come with them so often. My last ones that I'm going to show you are a couple of my air plants. I have quite a bit of these air plants, and I think maybe I'll show you guys them in another video if you're interested. This one's my most exciting right now because I think he's about to bloom. I missed them in my room quite a bit, and then the other ones I have downstairs are just in this little glass terrarium. I have 3 of them, and they've been doing very well in those glasses, and I think they look really cute. You can hang them up. There's so many different things you can do with these air plants. Also really easy to maintain and keep alive. Again, I think I'm going to do another video exclusive to my air plants so you guys can hear me talk a little bit more about that, but I definitely wanted to include them in my houseplant tour more or less because I do have a couple of these and I love them. Wow, so that's about it, you guys. I went through most of the heavy hitters of my plant collection. I do have a couple more herbs and a tomato plant outside, as well as some more bamboo and air plants that I didn't show you guys that maybe I'll do another video if you're interested in how I display those and care for them. Otherwise, that's about it. I would love to hear any suggestions, tips, or feedback as far as how to care for my plants that I have or any other videos you'd like to see in the future. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Happy planting!